Alright, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kendall of Crafted by Kendall, and in today's videos we will be making magnets. To start off with, these are the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need fabric, Mod Podge. It does not matter if it's matte or satin, anything will do. You will need resin. I prefer to use the UV resin because I can cure it quickly. A lighter is not necessary unless you want to try to get rid of the bubbles, but as long as you pour slowly, it's not quite needed. A pair of scissors and a paintbrush, and you're welcome to use stickers if you like. Kind of depends on what style you're going with. These are currently the stickers that I have on hand at the moment. So let's get into it.
Hello, Editing Kindle. I realized I forgot to also add that you need magnets, and a lamp is not necessary. If you use the UV, you can take it outside and the sun will cure it so long as it's bright outside.
Okay, so to start, we're going to use the Mod Podge and we're going to paint a layer onto the magnets. Then we will sit and let it dry. Okay, once it's completely dry, we're going to put on a little bit more Mod Podge. And then we're going to stick the fabric onto it. And yes, I realize I need to do my nails again. Okay, we're going to do our best to try to make sure the picture is nice and centered. The closer you get the picture cut down on the fabric, the easier it is to center the picture. And so once we get these nice and coated, we're going to let them sit for a good 10 minutes or so, just to make sure they're nice and dry, because if we're not careful and there's still a little bit of moisture in the fabric when we go to put the resin on, it will curl on the edges, and we don't want that because then it pops off the magnet way too easily. Otherwise, these are very strong, and I've had an extremely hard time getting ruined resin off the top of these magnets before. So we're going to sit and let those dry, and I'll be back. Okay, so now that it's been a few minutes, we're going to take these and we're going to cut the excess off, because we don't want to cure resin on that far out from the magnet. So now that's trimmed, we're going to go ahead and do that to all of them, and that is why it's important to make sure they're good and centered. Okay, so now at this point, this one is ready to get resin poured on it. These two are not. So this is when, if you're wanting to use stickers, this is when you would want to go ahead and put it on there. Just like that. Just real simple, just stick it right on there, and then we'll pour resin on there to make sure it stays in place. Now this was an old button that, if you are familiar with paper crafting, this is usually over in the paper crafting area, at least at my Hobby Lobby. And see, it's a little bit smaller than that, and that is just perfect. So we're going to put the resin on it. We're not going to put a whole lot, we're just going to put enough to kind of gloss over the entire top, and I'm trying to make sure I get that good and covered and no bubbles. This one we want to make sure we really don't put a whole bunch, because that one's going to be a little hard to get around all the edges. Now at this point, you can use something like a toothpick to push around the edges, but as it is that I have several resin tools, these guys are my favorite. You can get them over with the resin supplies typically. It is just a rubber tipped tool, and then the other end is metal. As you can see, I've used them quite a lot. And so we're going to just push the resin around, make sure it's on all the edges. For the most part, most of my supplies have come from Hobby Lobby because that is the thing that is the easiest access for me at this time. I don't live close to a Michael's, and Joann's is even still a little out of the way for me. And so for now, Hobby Lobby is the choice, although I'm hoping to start expanding with what Amazon has to offer as far as resin supplies. And then I may start doing some reviews on products from Amazon if anyone is interested. So now that we have that spread around, we're going to just center it to our heart's content. I like to kind of mush it around until it's really sandwiched onto there. And then make sure there's not a lot of bubbles around the edges and it's good on there. Looks good to me. And if you see any bubbles going on and you're not happy with it, just kind of run the lighter over real quick. The lighter won't work on these guys. And I don't think I put quite enough on this one, so we're going to put just a smidge more. There's not an exact science, at least I don't believe there is, on how much resin to put on top. So then I just want to make sure that I have the sticker good and covered. And then if you're curious what I'm using on the for the base, it's an old cooking sheet that I don't use anymore because it started rusting along the edges, and so I started using it for the resin because I needed something where the magnets wouldn't move around on me. Then we're going to cure under the lamp for, I like to do 2 to 3 minutes. And so we're gonna just stick it on there just like that, and I'll be back. Okay, so they're done. They've been cured and now they're ready. And then I even went ahead and cured the bottom side of this one because I noticed a little bit of the resin had leaked. And so this guy's done. He's nice and secure. Then there's what the sticker looks like. He's not coming out. There's a little chicken. I'll show you some of the other ones that I've made. And then this one's also a sticker. This gem in the middle used to have like a cut look to it, like a kind of a diamond look, but as soon as I poured resin on it, it completely went away. It's a little sad, but I don't mind the way it looks. And I'm trying not to let those clink too bad. Then we have Harry Potter. I've got several Marvel ones, but here's the Hulk. And then I've got Mario. I'm just very proud of this find. It's hard to find fabric prints this small to be able to make this work. And then I was playing around with trying to do a 3D look on a magnet. If you can tell, this one's a little bit bigger and they're not wanting to cooperate. And I was just playing with layers and painting it and seeing how that would look. If you know who this is, comment below. I haven't decided if I'm going to sell him. I can't decide if I'm proud of him or want him to go away. I don't know. And then this one is my favorite magnet that I've made to date. It is real snake skin that I used. The same method I did all these with, I did on this guy. This was a piece of snake skin that my husband found at a property while we were property hunting, which we're still doing, but story for another day. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe and stick around while I continue to grow this channel. And thanks for watching.